Hello, and welcome to our webinar How to Connect and Manage Your Social Media in Constant Contact. Thanks for joining today. Before we dive in and focus on social media specifically, I did want to just give you a review of all of the different tools that Constant Contact offers to get your online marketing on track. So, we have our tools for creating great looking email marketing campaigns, sort of the biggest thing we're known for. And then you can automate your email marketing with our email automation tools and welcome emails. And you can even automate text marketing as well. And then we have list growth tools to help you grow your contact list, which those pair very well with Facebook. It's a good source of list growth. Also, digital ads for Google, Facebook, and Instagram. We won't be diving into social media advertising today specifically, but we do have those tools available. Those also help with list growth and just getting your name out there as well. And then what we're talking about today is the social posting tools. So we'll dive into that much deeper. And then we do also offer SMS text marketing. So that's just yet another marketing channel that you can add into your marketing mix. We have an events platform and a lot more. So we have all these tools and features all in one place, all in one marketing platform for you. And we are here to guide you along the way. But with all that, let's dive in and talk more about social media. As a small business, you may have heard that you need to be on social media in order to grow your business. However, the thought of which channels to be on, how to effectively engage people, can be overwhelming. Whether you've started, whether you're looking to start a social media marketing strategy, you don't have a lot of time or resources to keep up. And that's why we've created some of these tools for you. So, our tools, we make it easy to manage, schedule content, and even keep up with some of the replies you get on your pages, which saves you time and simplifies the process as much as possible. So, today we'll be talking about all these different tools you have available. We'll do a live demo and just really get you started with being successful with this part of your marketing plan. Before we fully dive in, I just want to formally introduce myself. My name's Caitlin. I'm a content manager of webinars here at Constant Contact. I've been at the company about 12 years, so I have a lot of experience with the platform and online digital marketing. I'm excited to bring my experience to the session and show you how things work. And I definitely want to make sure to answer your questions today. So, if any questions pop up as we're going through, whether it's during the demo, at the end, or at any point, you can click over to the Q&A tab on the right side, type in a question, and then those come straight to me. You don't see each other's questions, so if it's blank over there, that's why, but I can go through and answer them during the session. And I may even ask you a question or two and you can respond in that Q&A tab as well. So reach out if you have questions, but otherwise let's dive in and talk about getting started here. And I actually do have a question for you right off the bat. I'm just curious where everyone is at. So, who is currently using social media for your business? In the Q&A tab, have you started? What pages are you on? I'm just curious kind of where everyone's coming from and what you'll be working with. Looks like Taylor says they're on Facebook and Instagram. Michelle says she focuses a lot on LinkedIn and starting to work on a Facebook page. And Sarah says Facebook is the biggest platform. I'm just reading through all the responses. All right. Yeah, we have a pretty good mixture. Jacqueline says Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, those are definitely some of the biggest ones. LinkedIn, of course, is as well, depending on your industry. But great. So, what we suggest starting with is just one or two platforms if you're just starting out. That way, you can start to learn what works best for your audience and then extend the knowledge to the use of other platforms after you figured out what works and what doesn't work for your business. And it is important to understand that each social channel is different. Ideally, you want to choose the platforms based on the customers you're trying to reach, your business goals, and the personality of your brand. So let's take a look at how to best use each of the different platforms. Facebook is one of the biggest platforms out there. It's really the best place for businesses whose goals are to promote brand awareness, generate leads, or to retarget audiences that have already engaged with your brand. It's also good for getting link clicks, word of mouth awareness, and event registrations. And it is a really good opportunity to engage with your customers through responding to comments and messages as well. You have that communication piece. You can take advantage of some of the platform's features like the event calendar to extend your reach, fundraising tools for your nonprofit, and live videos. Help your followers get to know your business through photos and recorded videos as well. Facebook is what we'd refer to as a low volume, high value network. So you can aim for quality versus quantity. You don't want to post too frequently, as that could frustrate your followers, but it is good to keep a consistent posting schedule as well. So shoot for a minimum of 3 times a week if you can, and no more than 7 times a week. And then Instagram is very much a brand building platform. You need to have lots of high quality images and videos in order to generate foot traffic, word of mouth, and engagement through likes and comments and shares. Instagram provides you with the opportunity to gain engagement and organic growth from hashtags. They're moving away from that a little bit, but it's still integrated in the platform. There's a discover page and location tools. If you have a brick and mortar business, like a restaurant, for example, customers can take pictures of their meal and then post that to their own feed or maybe even their Instagram story, tag your business, and it's a really easy way to create word of mouth exposure. So, encourage your customers to share photos from your business to Instagram through a contest or offer a promotion or discount for those who tag your business in their feed. And then you can share behind the scenes photos and videos of products or just your work day. If you're a restaurant, maybe in the kitchen, take a video of people's favorite dish being prepared. You could also ask your audience questions. So ask them what their favorite product is or just what they want to learn more of from your business. Respond to questions and engage in conversation in the comments of your posts. And then you can even do live videos on Instagram for a live Q&A or updates on your business. When it comes to frequency, a good goal with Instagram would be to post once a day, but a little more or less won't significantly hurt engagement. 5 to 7 weeks is a good goal for Instagram. And then LinkedIn, you're going to take a different approach there. While the other platforms are focused on personal interests, LinkedIn is primarily a professional networking driven platform, a low volume, high value network. This is where you really want to connect with other businesses and potential clients if you're a business to business company. It's a must for your social media marketing strategy if you're a B2B like software provider or luxury goods and professional services. You'll want to make sure your content doesn't dominate the feed, but that you're sharing content relevant to your business and industry. You can post links to articles and events, share case studies, news, tips, and best practices. Aim for a little bit more formal and technical content. And then the general suggestion for posting is a minimum of 3 times a week and a max of 5. In order to be effective on all these sites, it is important to gain and grow your following. In order to do that, we recommend asking your email list. If you have an audience you're already communicating with through email, that's the perfect opportunity to have them engage with you even more. You could send out an email specifically promoting your social media pages, give them the value for following you, and of course, make sure to add the links. We have little social media icons you can add into any email template that provides an easy way for them to click to your sites. You could run a contest there, giving away a prize for reaching a certain amount of followers, and then let them know that the most up to date information and news is found on your social media pages, and that by following you, they'll be currently up to date, they'll be in the know for everything that's going on. And then you could even ask in person if you're a brick and mortar business, hang up signs or flyers promoting your social media. I've seen at restaurants little flyers on the table, those table tents. You could even, I mentioned this before, ask your customers to tag you in any posts about your business or products. And then you could search for people near you or by related hashtags and follow them. Facebook and Instagram allow you that ability to use hashtags in your posts and then search by it. And then you can include your own hashtags as well. Do a search to make sure others that use that hashtag are ones you want associated with your business. And then do a little research, find businesses similar to yours, and see what hashtags they are using. No matter what social media platforms you're using, the goals will be the same in order to keep the followers engaged. You don't want to post the same exact thing on every channel, but the content can be similar with just a few tweaks. There's really three main goals that you should implement in your social media marketing strategy. And the first is going to be awareness. Social media allows new prospects to discover your business, but first you need to make sure you are active and can be found. Let your audience know that you are there by sharing helpful or interesting content that your audience can engage in by liking, commenting, or sharing. And then customer service is a good goal. If a customer receives good customer service, they're more likely to recommend your business and tell people about their experience. And the same can be said if they have a poor experience. You can be sure they'll talk about it because they want to be heard. So it is important to respond and engage with feedback because that shows your followers that you care about your customers. And then you'll want to drive action. Ultimately, this is the biggest goal. You want people to take action, you want them to do something. Don't be afraid to ask your audience to take the action you would like them to take in order to meet your marketing goals. So let's take a look at some suggestions and examples in implementing these approaches. Starting with generating awareness, there are several things you can do. You can let your followers know about your other social media pages and the content you post there. You can share your expertise, provide useful resources such as white papers, how-to videos, articles, or other resources from your industry that would be useful or relevant. Share your story by featuring employees or volunteers or stories of the impact of donations to your organization or your cause. You can share photos of people using your products or attending your events. Let people know about your specials or announcements, and share videos about new programs you're running or updates or news. The example here on the screen is from a community pet center on Facebook. So they shared a photo of a dog available for adoption and included a link for people to learn more about the adoption process with their organization. Now, customer service is an extremely important strategy on social media. It's important to show that you care about the customer experience and appreciate their business. So, with this, you can do things like respond to any questions that you get and provide additional resources, engage with those, taking the time to thank you. Definitely stay active in the comments. replied to messages and customer issues, and thank customers for leaving a positive review and respond to negative reviews with a solution to help the customer. Here's an example from an auto shop. One of their customers commented on a Facebook post, leaving a positive comment, and the shop replied, thanking them for that positive feedback and their loyalty. Now, the most important goal for social media, like I said, is to drive action. This is your ultimate goal because this is going to be how you grow your business and drive traffic to your website or get registrations for events or grow your email list or whatever that goal may be. So you could do things like post a sign up form and offer something in return for customers joining your email list, promote a product or service by sharing a link to your website to provide more information, link to your latest blog article to drive traffic, let followers know how to take advantage of special offers, or run a contest to encourage engagement. One example of this is from a restaurant who posted about a Mother's Day special. They encouraged their followers to bring their mothers in on Mother's Day and offer them a special 30% off discount. Now, Constant Contact has social media tools that save you time while accomplishing these goals. I just gave you a lot of information, a lot of things you can do. We had a few suggestions for how often you should post. So, we do have, I'm going to show you here in a minute, some tools to make that easy, to plan ahead, to get lots of posts created at once. And you can share campaigns as well, any emails or landing pages. You can share those to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok through our platform as well. So, with all that said, let's bring up the live Constant Contact account so I can show you all those tools. We have a lot of new features and little things you can do. So, let's dive in and show you all those different things. All right, so I'm here. Right now, I'm just on the home page, the dashboard, and I want to click over to, if I'm going here to channels, social is where we'll be focusing today. This is where you can create those posts, whether you're just driving awareness, taking the customer service approach, driving action. Lots of good things here for us to get this set up. Now, before we create our first post, you do need to connect your accounts. You could either do this ahead of time or even during the process of creating the posts, but I'll do it ahead of time just so we have that all set. So you can see there's 4 tabs here, the posts, the inbox, which we'll be coming back to. You have some analytics, and then accounts is where we'll start. So you can see Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and then we just added TikTok. This is brand new. That's, of course, better for videos, which you can post videos through our platform as well, along with pictures. But let's go ahead. We have a Facebook and Instagram we want to connect here. So I'm just going to connect this button. Click here to connect. Then you would log in here. So I'm logging in. This is Jack Smith. He's the owner of a fitness club that we'll be working with today. And what we need to do here is actually log in with his personal Facebook information. And that's because he's the admin on the pages. So it won't actually connect with a personal profile, but you do have to put in that login information so that it can access that admin access that you have. And you do have to be an admin on these business pages. But that's a big question we get every time. You don't want it to post to your personal page. And it's not going to, but you do need that login information so that you can connect it. And then, so we have Facebook, and then we actually have an Instagram account also connected to this Facebook profile because they're both owned by Meta. There is a way to set up your pages to be connected under one account. So you may or may not have that set up, but I'll go ahead and select both. And then we can do it all at once here. Perfect. So we have Instagram and Facebook. And then the process will be the same for TikTok and LinkedIn. Just put in your username and password. You do need a business page for LinkedIn for this platform, but that's good. So let's click over here to the posts, and this is where we're actually going to create our content. So I'm going to go ahead. You just start by clicking Create Social Post. And I'm going to create something here to generate awareness for this fitness center. We have some yoga classes we want to promote, let's say. So, first, you'll select your profiles. So, this is where I was saying you can connect them here as well if there's anything you need to add or if you need to connect it for the first time. You only have to do it once. Luckily, it does save that for you. So, I will do Facebook and Instagram. And then let me name this post so it's not untitled. So I'm going to call this Yoga Classes Promo. Okay, great. Now, only you see that name, but that will just kind of help you keep track of which post is which. So then we have this option here to either edit each platform separately, or I can have the same thing post to both platforms. I am going to go ahead and do this. It can be helpful to have each platform be different. They have their own strengths, you have different audiences you're reaching out to. And if someone is following you in both places and they see both posts, it's not as good of an experience as, if you try different content in different places. But you can do it either way. So then you can see here, now I can go to Facebook and Instagram separately to set these up. So then the next step is adding the media. So you can either do images or short videos. So this is what you do for TikTok, and you can post videos to the other platforms as well. That's going to be those short form videos. And then we do connect with Vimeo, which is a video sharing platform, kind of like YouTube. You can connect with your Vimeo account and then bring over videos quickly from there. Otherwise, you would just upload a video file. But we're going to do pictures today. So on the Facebook post, let's choose an image. So we're promoting these yoga classes. So in our case, if we have pictures from the actual class, that'd be a good idea, as long as you have permission from the people in the photo to share. So let's go with this one and insert it. So this is our picture for the Facebook post. And you can do multiple pictures as well, but we'll just stick with the one. Then we have our caption. So this, you can type out whatever you want to say. It's good to have a call to action. You can ask your audience to respond in the comments, ask them a question. We do also have this AI writer. This is our content generator. I'm going to do this. So this is really helpful to save you some time. You know what you need to post, you know what you're wanting to promote or talk about. But if you don't have time to kind of figure out how to phrase it, or you're just not sure, or just want to kind of play around with this and see what it does right for you, you would just click on here. Then you choose what type of post. So is it an announcement, a promotion, or a reminder? I'll just stick with announcement. And then you can even choose a tone. So there's just a default option, or you can do professional, enthusiastic, informative, approachable, or persuasive. I'll go with enthusiastic. And then this is where we add the little prompt. So what do you want to say? I am going to say, I'm going to copy and paste something I wrote out ahead of time here. So I'm going to say, write a Facebook and Instagram post inviting our audience to a yoga class and ask them to comment their favorite, let's say, yoga pose. Yoga pose. And then create. And then it usually writes out a longer one and then a couple shorter ones, but we'll see what it gives us here. And then it should be enthusiastic. Okay. So yeah, we have our longer one. This Are you looking to enhance your well-being and productivity? And then it kind of goes on to yoga has been shown to reduce stress and improve focus. I don't think we need that whole thing. Here we go. I like this one. Ready to flow with us? Join our yoga class and share your favorite pose below. It even put in a little emoji and a couple hashtags. So then we can insert that as the caption. Now you can see what it looks like in our preview over here. And then it's down here. Now, something you can do, you'll notice this hashtags button. When I go to that, you can actually create hashtag groups. So maybe there's hashtags that you use consistently in every post, and you don't have to type them in each time or remember which ones you've used before. So I can actually create a new group. Maybe we call this yoga class hashtags. And then I'll put in the ones. So we have yoga poses. These are just a few random ideas. Yoga life. So these are all things I would have searched before, see what similar businesses are using. You don't really need too many, but we can create this group now. And then I can select it and it just adds those in. And then it did keep the ones from the content generator as well. So I think that looks good. All right. So then the process is the exact same for Instagram. Like I said, you could just have it be the same for both, and that would save yourself even more time. But if we wanted to spend just another minute getting let's do a different picture. And Instagram is really the brand building platform. You want it to look visually nice. Let's do this one. So we could say, this is the teacher of the class. You're really adding a personal touch by showing, what the class entails, who they'll be working with, all of those great things. And then for this caption, let's do another generation here. I'll do the same prompt though, just to save us some time. Let's try approachable this time. Create that. So it's loading up here. I'll probably choose a shorter one again. So join us for a rejuvenating yoga class. What's your favorite pose? That works. You can load new results too. If all three of them are like, is there something else? You can redo it. You can also try different prompts as well if it's just not kind of sounding the way you want. Now you can edit this text, so you're not stuck with this either. And it's actually always a good idea to edit any sort of AI content that's written for you. Let's add our hashtag again, hashtag group. So those are in there now. So that looks good. So here's our 2 posts. The content's in there. So the next step is to continue. And then this is where we're actually going to schedule them out. So I could either do now, have both posts right away, or schedule for later, and then choose any date and time I want. Let's do these ones now. We'll get them posted right away. So post now. And then now it's on our little calendar here. It's in the process of posting. And then if we click on it, we can come back and just see the different information here. So here's the date, time, where it was posted. And then you do get a little bit of reporting. So this was literally just posted, so not a lot there yet. But this is where you would come back to look for the reactions and comments. And then here's the link. So if I wanted to actually pull up the live Facebook post, here's what it looks like on Facebook itself. That looks pretty good. All right. Something else I want to show you here is this channel manager on the right side. So this is actually really convenient and helpful. This allows you to add additional campaigns to this overall campaign that you've started. You can add emails, more social posts, or even text messages. But let's keep it simple and create another couple posts. So let's say we've promoted this week's classes. Maybe next Tuesday, we have another set of classes that we want to promote. And we just want to get this created ahead of time so we don't have to worry about it later. So I can quickly create another social post by clicking add more. And then this is cool. It generates the content for you automatically. These are more generic. It's kind of based on the industry you have set on your account. But here's the social post. So it created 7 already. But these are restaurant ones. Our account is actually set up as a restaurant account. So that's why it's different. So you can add a prompt in here again. Let's just do the same one to save some time. So we have the write a Facebook and Instagram post inviting our audience to a yoga class. Ask them their favorite pose. Click create. And this might take a minute or two because it's actually going to create all 3. So let's see what we got here. This one looks nice. It even adds stock images for you. Let's do this one actually. So this is an Instagram post it made. It'll pull us back up here to the editor. I'll choose what profiles I want this on. I'll do Facebook and Instagram. And then the caption's written, the image is in there. I could do each platform separately again. But for the sake of time, let's just go with this. So it says, find your inner peace with yoga, reduce stress, and boost your mood. And actually, I will add comment below what class you are planning to attend. Then we could try to get a little engagement there. All right, and then I would continue. And then in this case, I'd want to schedule it in advance. So I could do the following Tuesday. And then I can even choose a specific time and schedule that. So now I have 2 weeks worth of posts talking about my classes here. And then maybe I could do something for the Thursday, or I could keep going, keep adding on to this. And this is what really is going to help you save time, is just working with this content generation and getting them all scheduled out ahead of time. All right, so I want to show you another feature now, back on social. And that's going to be the inbox. So this will actually connect with Instagram and Facebook. And then any comment or DM, direct message that you get, will come into this inbox so you can monitor it. And then you can even reply from here. This is nice, especially if you have multiple Instagram and Facebook pages, because you can post to more than one. And then that way you're not clicking around to all these different pages to try to keep up with the comments or the messages. It's all in one place. So let's try this out. Let's go back to this post that we made earlier, and we'll leave a comment. So we could say, can't wait. I will see you there. So Jack Smith has posted or commented. So then if we come back here and refresh, sometimes it takes a second. Yep, we have the post. We'll select the Facebook page. And here's the different types: comments, messages, mentions, and follower posts even. All right. Well, it is taking a second. So it does take a minute to sync over. But let's look at one from the other day so you can see what it looks like. So you would click on the message. There's the comment. And then you can even reply from here. And you can even have it tag him directly. We can't wait to see you. And reply. You can add an image as well. So then let's come back to the link of the post. And this was a past one, but you can see how the response came through on Facebook as a reply to his comment. And it's usually pretty quick, but sometimes, like we're seeing now, could take a few minutes to sync over. All right. But just wanted to point that out. That's one benefit of using this tool, is to keep up with those Instagram and Facebook messages. Now, I also want to show you how to share campaigns to social media. So you can actually share any emails that you send or landing pages that you create to Facebook. And one really important part of a list growth strategy is to ask your social followers to sign up for your email list. So what I can do is I'm going to come over to landing pages. I have a sign up landing page that I've created. It's this one here. All right. So this is, we'll just do a little preview. Jack's Fitness Club. He's asked people to sign up for emails. We even included text message sign up because we use our SMS texting for this business as well. So they would fill out this form to sign up for our contact list. But I need to promote this form to people. And I can easily do that by clicking share, click post on social. Then it'll actually bring us back to that editor we saw before. So then I just need to choose the profiles. And it does remind us here, and I'm actually glad this is a good reminder. So this would only really work well for Facebook if we're choosing between Facebook and Instagram. Instagram doesn't actually make links clickable in their caption. So that's why it's letting us know to only do this with Facebook, which makes sense. And then it has the link to that landing page in here automatically. So I don't have to copy and paste that or anything. This is just what people will need to click on to get to that sign up form. So then from there, I would just need to add a picture, or I could leave. It does add a little preview as well, but we could use this one again. And then you definitely need to add to this. So you don't want to just post a random link and nothing else, because people aren't going to click on a link that they don't know what it is. So you could do the AI writer again, but if I know exactly what I want to say, I could just copy and paste that in there and say, want to stay updated on new classes and save some money? Sign up for our email updates and receive 15% off your next class. Then the link's in here. They can click on that and sign up. And you can even shorten the link so it's not quite as long in the caption there. And then same exact process. You would continue and schedule it out. Let's do this on Thursday. So it's not the same day as the other one, which was today. Okay. So you can do that same exact thing with emails as well. I can show you that very quickly, but it is the pretty much the same exact thing. But here's that sign up form post. Here's the one today. There's the other one that's been scheduled. So I'm really starting to build out my content calendar for the month pretty quickly here. But if I wanted to go to an email, it does have to be one that's sent already because it'll post a link that's assigned to this email. So let's find, I'm going to narrow down by our sent ones to make it easy for us. And we'll just grab this one here. Since this is for the fitness studio. Come back to here and share on social. All right. Now, what's cool about this is it'll actually scan the content of the email and write a caption for you. So we would just set the tone we want, click summarize. And this is good, like, say you have a newsletter with an urgent update, or there's an event coming up soon and you really want people to see this email. You can send it, of course, as an email to your list, but then you could say any of these three things or write your own caption. But you can see it talks about this 50% off deal in the email. It has the longer one, it has the shorter ones. Let's do that. And there we go. So now it has the caption, it has a link to the email so people can actually click and view it as a web page. I would choose the social pages again. Oh, and once again, it doesn't work for Instagram. All right. There we go. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Apologies. So we come back here. Enthusiastic. And okay, perfect. So let's just do Facebook. Add a picture if we want. And now we can post our email. Once again, continue. And then maybe we do this next Thursday. And I do like this calendar that comes up because I can really visualize here. I have these 4 posts now. All right, let's switch gears, look at one last thing, and then we can wrap up. Oh, here's a question from Kay. Can you schedule the same post multiple times while scheduling in advance, like the join the list post every Friday? That's a really good question. And that is a good post to schedule consistently because that's something that's always relevant, always wanting to get more signups. You can't schedule the same exact post multiple times, but you can easily copy it. So if I wanted to come to this one, you can click copy here in the top right and then edit it however you need. I would recommend doing a different caption just so it doesn't look like it's the same post each time. So we could even just click that. It'll fill in with what the caption was before. So I don't even need to change that necessarily in the prompt. Then we choose the different one, replace the current one. And it did take out the link, so we'd actually need to make sure that was copied. But for the sake of time, then you could see I would just schedule it for the following Friday. So I think we could say, maybe this Friday. And then you're done there. So it's pretty quick to copy it and repost it. You just can't post the same post multiple times. That's a good question. That's a common one we get actually. So I'm glad you asked that one. But I like the fact that you can't post the same exact one just for the fact that you don't want the content to be exactly the same each time. It makes it easy for you to switch it up. But let's take a look at some of the analytics you'll get from these campaigns. So I'm going to go back to the social tab and let's go to the analytics. So this is a demo account, so we don't really have active platforms necessarily. So yours will probably have some more data, but this is where it'll track followers by platform and then growth, the number of posts, post views, likes, comments, and shares. And then if we had more data, it would have a nice graph here. And then once you have 100 followers or more, it even has the demographics and location data of your followers. And then if you wanted to look at the results for an individual post, you can just click into the post itself. Let's find one we can look at that one. So you click on the name of the post, and then here's the reporting you get: reactions, views, comments, shares, and then it highlights some of the performance here as well. So you do get to monitor those results along with posting and replying to the social messages and sharing your campaigns. But with that, to wrap us up here, I do want to note that the plan you're in determines which of these features you have access to. So if you want to see what plan you have, you can just come up here and go into your settings and you can upgrade, downgrade. Um, It'll let you know if you need to upgrade to use any of the features. But otherwise, that's everything. Let's go ahead and wrap up and answer any additional questions that we have. All right. So, as you're getting started with social media, don't forget those three goals. We talked about awareness, providing customer service, and driving action. And then do remember each social channel is different. Ideally, you want to choose social platforms to use based on the customers you're trying to reach, your business goals, and the personality of your brand. If you're just getting started, you can start with one platform to use on a regular basis to learn what works best and then build from there. It can be overwhelming to do a lot at once, but once you get sort of established in one place, you can add more. And then what's nice about this tool is you can post to multiple places at once. And yeah, start using those tools for all the different purposes that we have them for. Save yourself some time and engage with your followers. Now, we are here to help with all of this. So, if you need help putting together a marketing plan for your social media, if you need some help coming up with content, you can use that content generator, but sometimes it's nice to run it by an actual human marketing expert. If you need help with list growth strategies, or just want someone to do the work for you, this saves a lot of time, but you still have to put in a little bit of time to get the ball rolling. So if you need that help, we have marketing services that can be personalized to fit your needs and goals. So you can work with a dedicated marketing expert, whether it's just a marketing coach you can meet with monthly, or there are options to have someone do it for you. Let me share a pop-up just to get you this link. This will show you the different options. And then if you are interested, you can fill out a little form on that page. They'll give you a call and get you set up with what you're looking for. So definitely check that out if you're needing a little bit of extra support. But otherwise, we do have some time here to answer any questions that you have. So if there's anything else that you would like more information on or clarification or anything like that, let me know. While you're getting those sent over, I do want to let you know about one of our webinars called How to Grow Your List in Constant Contact. This actually goes more in depth on those sign up forms. So I showed you how to share a sign up form, but if you want to actually look at how to create those, if you need some tips for how to get people to sign up for your list, that's what this session's for. It's a whole hour of looking at all the different sign up tools, and then there are some tips and best practices along the way. So I'll do another pop up. I think this is the easiest way to get the link shared for you. That link actually takes you to the page with all our webinars. So there's others on there as well. Feel free to go through. They're all free. If you can't make it live, if that date and time just doesn't work for you, that's okay. You can still register, and then we'll send you a recording a little bit later in the day, and you can always watch the recording instead. And if you do attend live, we also send you the recording. So either way, you get that content. You can rewatch things and continue to learn and all of those great things. But let's see what questions we have. Let me scroll through here. All right, here's one. What size should my images be for social media posts? That's a good idea. Or sorry, good question. Good idea of something to look into. And I actually have a link here I can share. We do have a blog article on social media image sizes. So I'll put that in the chat tab. And then you can have that to reference if you want. But there's definitely, certain sizes that work best. And it even goes over the profile picture sizes and then the post and more. So a lot of good information here because you definitely want it to look good and look professional. So that's a great question for sure. Let's see what else we got here. What is the best time to post on Facebook? Taylor's wondering. That's a good question. And it's hard to answer because there's not really a one size fits all answer, but you can use different things to kind of figure that out for your own audience and business. And it really is those analytics. So we have some of the analytics in Constant Contact you can look at. And then each platform does have its own analytics as well to dive in even deeper. So then some of the things you can see, especially if you're logging into like Facebook and Instagram directly, it'll actually tell you the time of day that your audience is active. So you can look at those times and try those out. And you can try different times of day too to kind of experiment with what works best. And then also just think of things like your audience. People check social media on their phones these days, of course. So it's not like you need to wait for them to get home or to a place where they can log on to a computer. But at the same time, if it's a working professional type age, maybe don't post during work hours or post closer to at lunchtime when their lunch break might be. Um, but it really comes down to your specific audience. So it's hard to give an exact time, but definitely use those resources available to you in order to narrow that down. All right. Yeah, Jacqueline said, please email me today's webinar so I can digest it all properly. Yeah, there's a ton of information we went through for sure. And I'll make sure everyone will actually get an email here. It takes a couple hours to get the recording all prepared, but then we'll send that out to you with the recording. And I actually forgot to mention, if you look on the right side, the handouts tab is kind of over by where the Q&A tab is. We do have a handout in there as well that you can download with just some good follow-up links, but we include that in the email as well. So if you don't want to grab that now, we'll definitely send that to you later. But yeah, feel free to rewind. I know a lot of people like to actually watch the recording and kind of walk through it in their own account and kind of have it side by side. So that's a good way to do it too if you want to start logging in and giving all this a try. All right, I don't see any other questions. If you think of anything else, click the question mark icon in the top right of your account and you'll find tutorials, FAQs. You can get back to our page with all the webinars. We do also have recorded versions of the webinars if you just want to watch something right away. Our support team is great. You can call or chat them. We have something called Ask a Trainer, which is like a virtual session you can drop into and get live one on one training. And then, one other note, when the webinar ends, there's a survey that pops up. So if you have another minute or two, I read through every single response that we get back from that, just 4 quick questions. So if you have a minute to leave your feedback, that'd be awesome. But otherwise, we can end a couple minutes early. Thanks for joining today and have a good rest of your day.